Hey YouTube, Leon from the Disciples here, bringing you my second place UK Open deck profile. But first I'd like to give a shout out to the team, the Disciples. Had an incredible 2 weekends in Cardiff. These events wouldn't be the same without them. I want to shout out the Brotherhood Games. A new store opened up in London, so if you're in London, definitely check them out. Got every TCG game, singles, product, as well as anime figures and manga, etc. So if you're ever in London, definitely go check them out. I want to shout out metamats and of course the pot playmats. I love going to like YCSs and events and see people with the mats. So thank you for everyone that's bought one. And yeah, new colours coming out soon. Should hopefully have this new release next month. And speaking of mat designs, if you're looking to get a mat designed as well, just shout out to matstardesignstudio. They're the artists behind this design. They just started the Build a Mat program, which is a quick and easy way for you guys to design your mats. So if you're a new team and looking for a player mat, then definitely check them out. They do all other TCG zones as well. And yeah, so we could get into the deck profile. I went 8-1 in Swiss and finished second playing HORUS Stun. So this deck choice was like a last minute switch. Up until last week I was playing pure Snake Eye. But as much as I was enjoying the deck, I kept misplaying with it and didn't have the time to really put into perfect technical play with it. And yeah, shout out to Kirk. I didn't know this deck existed until he topped with it a couple of weeks back. And shout out to the collective for getting his profile. And when I saw the list, I thought, yes, this is something that I wanted to play. I love HORUS decks. I love my stun decks. I was playing Eldritch for a bit in the past, and seeing this felt like something that I can do well with. So I made a couple of changes to his list. Took it to our Brotherhood locals on Thursday, and then made the final tweaks on Friday, and sent the list to the guys. And they all said it looked broken. Marcus, Connor, Henry, Gabe. Once I had all their sign-offs, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna run with it. So and it worked out as well. I gotta make the disclaimer though. I did have quite a bit of stun player luck that day. I won 7 out of 9 of my die rolls. Even in the games where my opponent wasn't just floodgated out and there was some back and forth, the deck still felt solid. I was able to grind it out and win. So yeah, I was happy with the choice overall. So yeah, we could get into it. Start off with the monsters. I played 3M City, best card in the deck. You send itself and another card in your hand to grave to add King Sarcophagus from deck to your hand, and then draw a card. And then I play one of each of the ones that special summon from grave. So these all can be special summoned from grave once per turn when you control King Sarcophagus. And then they all have additional trigger effects when a card you control leaves the field by your opponent's card effect. So Seti lets you non-target send 1 card on the field to the graveyard. Happy, which is probably the best one, lets you target 2 cards in your player's grave or banish, and either add them to hand or back to the deck. This one lets you draw a card for each monster in your main monster zone with different names. And this one protects all your HORUS monsters that you can't control. Your opponent can't target them for attacks or card effects. So these 3 are kind of the bricks of the deck, and so I wanted to make sure that these were the only bricks that I was playing. But they're kind of like pseudo bricks, because if you draw them with King Sarko City, then it's preferable because you'd rather just discard them than any of the other cards you play. So they're not so bad, and you have to play all of them because you really want to maximize on the number of special summons that is possible for the deck. So in scenarios where you do have to play and it's not just set under a floodgate, that you're able to make the maximum amount of pushes. And then for other monsters and more special summons also, we play 3 Fenrir. Surprisingly, I didn't see too many builds play Fenrir, but it just seems to make so much sense in this deck. It's a 3+1 to search another copy of itself that you can send with City after summoning it. It's pressure going second, interruption going first, and it's also the only way to get a monster to tribute on board under Shifter. So it was just perfect for the deck. And yeah, for the tribute monsters that we play, I went with 3 Vanity's Fiend. Of course, neither player can special summon. Almost every deck has a hard time getting over this other than Flunder. And because of Flunder, I didn't want to play another one that stops you from special summoning. I'm surprised no one was playing this card. MVP of the day was Free Majesty's Fiend. So Majesty's Fiend prevents both players from activating monster effects. I saw quite a lot of builds playing the 2 tribute monsters, but I didn't really like them because in the hands that are slightly weaker, where you don't have the plus cards, you don't really want to be pitching too many cards from your hands in order to get the tributes on the field. And these just made more sense going first and second, just being the tribute 1 monster to get them on the field. And Majesty's Fiend really shines going second because a lot of the interruption from the meta decks are monster effects. So if you're able to summon one body onto the field, sometimes your opponent won't see it coming, or you just tributing it for Majesty's Fiend straight away, and then all the interruptions are more or less turned off, especially against like Flunder and Snake Eye, etc. And if you start with a Fenrir, then you typically don't want to just interact with that because obviously your main plays could be coming afterwards. And if you already open King Sark in your hand, or you say resolve to get to it, then tributing this doesn't affect you at all because you're able to special summon all your HORUS monsters back from their graveyard. This card is slightly easier to out than Vanity's Fiend in the sense that they could special summon like a Witch or a Kashtera monster and just beat over it. But we do play other cards in the extra deck and in the deck to help protect it as well. So I think it's a solid choice. And that's it for monsters. We can move on to spells. So for spells, we play 3 King Sark. Up to 4 times per turn, you can send a card from your hand to the grave to send a HORUS monster from deck to grave. It also has 2 other effects where it protects all your HORUS monsters from being destroyed by effects that don't target. And it also, during the damage step, if a HORUS monster is battling, then you can send them other monster to their grave, so it's like really good removal as well. And then we play 3 of the field spell. This lets you search a HORUS monster, but then you have to put a card from your hand back to the bottom of your deck. So just extra consistency to get to Imseti or a name if you already have it, to be able to fill your grave quicker. And it also counts as King Sarcophagus while it's on the field. And then we play the 1 Terraforming as well to get to that. And then also for consistency, playing 3 Pot of Desires. Finish this deck. This card is so good in this deck. Just being able to banish 10, draw 2. 9 times out of 10, the banish doesn't really matter. You might banish maybe one of the names, but you can play just fine with the other names. The only things you care about banishing is the King Sarks and Imsetis if you don't have them. But being able to draw into your floodgates, etc., and having an extra +1 is just too essential. It's going first and second. And also Happy's effect, if they trigger it, it can it can add back from face down banish. So if they don't realize what they're doing and they end up triggering it, then you just have your pick of those 10 banish cards and just adding them back to your hand. So nice. And then for the rest of the cards, is the non-engine go second cards, board breakers. I wanted to play board breakers that were good going first and second, and also ones that could also put up monsters to tribute as well. So I went for 3 Super Poly, 3 Droplets, 2 Talents, and a Call by the Grave. So Call by the Grave mainly just for Asher and draw those only hand traps that can potentially hurt you, but it's also nice being able to hit Princesses or Flamberges going second. And then the others are just the best board breakers I believe you could play at the moment. There's quite a lot of space in the extra deck to fit a decent amount of Super Poly targets, so I was playing 5. Forbidden Droplets, half on their attack is also relevant for if they try and attack over the Majesty's Fiend. And then Triple Tactics Talents, being able to take non-target take a monster going second to tribute, and as well as being able to draw 2 if your Imseti gets sashed, you need to dig, or if you get drawed and you've already got the King Sark to look at hand and solidify your turn once. So yeah, happy with all these choices. We can move on to the traps. And finally for traps, play 3 Skill Drain, 2 Summon Limit, and 1 Tikaboo. Don't think I need to explain this. Skill Drain negates all monster effects on the field. You summon big monsters, so you just beat them down afterwards. You can't get over your monsters under Skill Drain. Summon Limit It's great going first, but slightly worse going second, unless you could break the board and set it. So I'm only playing 2, and Tikaboo, it doesn't affect you at all and can impact certain decks. So yeah, it could be good going first and second as well. And yeah, that's it for the traps. We can go into extra deck. Okay, for extra deck, we can start with Super Play targets. Play Dragon Stapelia for Branded Despia, Mud Dragon, generic, Garura generic, and then G Golem. Mainly for Snake Eyes, when they end on IP, he can link away the IP and another link monster like Appaloosa or Zelantis. And then Panzer Dragon for if Snake Eye ends on the Formula Synchron plus Savage Dragon. Yep, all pretty straightforward. And then XYZ's rank 8s, I played Dengisu. I think this is probably better than the number 1, since it's doesn't destroy, it sends, and it's non-targeting. But also it's very relevant going first. It's non-destruction. It protects your cards from destruction, so it lets you play around Lightning Storm and Harpy Sweater Duster, as well as you can summon it alongside Majesty's Fiend, and then they can't attack over it. It protects it from battle. And then you play the Hieratic. If a card you control in your grave or banish is targeted by your opponent's card effect, you can detach 1 to negate it. So you summon it next to Vanity's Fiend to protect it from Imperm, or you summon it to protect your floodgates from Cosmic. You play number 90, which is the Monster Negate, and Hope Harbinger is the Spell Negate for Branded. And then you play the Fire King, blows up all the monsters on the field, and then detaches to pop a spell or trap. So very good going second, and then you can attack and make Zeus of it. Number 68, I think is mandatory to play as well. On the occasions where you don't have a floodgate monster, you can make this, and its effect is detach 1, and then until the end of your opponent's next turn. And either play for some monsters from grave, which could be like a nice kind of dweller effect against Snake Eye, mainly against Snake Eye, but it can affect some other decks as well. And if going second, you can, if you break the board and then make this, if you don't have other floodgates as well, just try and solidify your win. I play Colt's Trainer. There's certain decks like Despia and Thunder that don't play any hand traps, so it's safe to kind of make this and draw 3 cards. And on the occasions where you only open 1 floodgate or no floodgates, this can dig you into your win conditions better. And then because you're playing all the XYZs, you play Zeus and Typhon, just as didn't really summon it that much, but it's just good to have in case it comes up. And then last card is just 1 SP. Once again, you already use it that much, but it's a utility card, good if you need it when it comes up. And also, if you're taking their monsters and you can't tribute over them, you can link them off into this. So yeah. And then for sides, I played 1 of each Bestial. Once again, there's hand traps that provide tribute fodder as well. Because you're playing no hand traps in the main, you wanted stuff that could stop like the Puppet Lock, etc. I thought that was really important for against Branded Desperates, and having this for Voices for other light and dark decks. And then more board breakers, back row removal, Lightning Storm, Harpy Sweater Duster, and then also Change of Heart and Snatch Still. This is what I was putting in mainly against Snake Eye, because I was playing Majesty's Fiend and knew that summoning that could be a good way to stop all the interruptions. The only things that could stop that play was set imperms and summon limits. So I thought having the blowouts to blow those away if I had that play could work pretty nicely. And then also having the Change of Heart or Snatch Still, because a lot of them end on Appaloosa, just to take that straight away and have it stop their plays as my first move in the main phase. And then eventually tribute or link it off once I've cleared the board. For a good strategy in terms of working with the board breakers that I'm already playing in the main. And then for other decks that I know don't put up interrupts 3 evenly, so like Thunder, Cashtera, etc. And then finally for going first, play 3 Solemn Judgment, because there's no cards in extra that allow you to play around evenly matched or droplets. So, and you're playing a stun deck, so you want to protect your field going first. And summon limit, the 3rd summon limit, because it's good going first, one of the best first gates of the format. yeah, so that's it from the deck. Yeah, wrap it up there. Thanks for watching, guys.